money in the hand, and I don't dislike it. I like it. I think we should do it, but if we keep kicking it down the road, then we.
Well, I just want to have some money to do it with.
I agree, but my concern is that we had
You got to spend the
a hen in the bush, or whatever that saying
I'm good
is.
with that, but I want to just like what he said on projections and show me how it's going to make money and how many more employees it's going to take to run.
Okay, as long as we're going to talk, can I say something?
That's 6. Sorry.
Okay. Well, no, I guess the question I'd ask all of you is, like Doug, because you were on Team Josh Red.
I'm on team bringing in some money for Payson.
I'll just call it that. But if you felt like Josh could go in there, bring in all the off-sites, right, everything that he had to do, build a $2 million facility, give us everything he could do, and still make money, then why couldn't we do it and make money?
And build it for less.
Oh yeah, it'd be way less. But that's what I'm saying. If you believe that it was, I'm just saying if you believed in the project, which you did, right? You do. I'm not saying that you were for or against, but I'm just saying.
I would like to see us do it, but my problem, I'm just worried that if it just kick down the road another 5, 8, 10 years, then it doesn't matter whether we could do it or not. If it's always something that we could do, but we don't do.
Well, I agree, but
That's my concern.
But our big thing here is we got to get rid of 4-bay. We need to sell that so we can free up $600,000.
I agree.
That's a start.
Well, and we
There's a couple other things that needs to happen too.
So I guess what I'm saying, we need to find a way to do it soon because we made that decision. That's what I'm doing.
And that's why I made the statement that I'm still working on it. And me and Sarah talked a lot that if we can build up that revolving loan fund enough, that we can do other projects. Even if we could say, hey, we're going to do this, and we can start marketing and do it, but we've talked about ways to do it.
Yeah.
It's not just like, okay, that one, it's still an ongoing thing.
So I want to have something in the next 3 years.
Oh, so do we.
Or sooner.
Hey, trust.
I like it. I want us to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that we made the decision that it's moving forward and we didn't just shoot ourselves in the foot. That's my
Our plan is to come back with projections like they asked for.
Right.
You want us to Administrator Pro Tem? Storm Drain.
Doug, did you hear that? Our plan, like I said, our plan is to come back with projections to show you how much, what we call it, what we'd have to do, and then you guys as a body say, hey, this would make sense or not. So,
okay.
And then at that point,
as long as we're still working on it.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I make a motion that Scott Phillips is the Mayor Pro Tem for tonight.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll start the City Council meeting of Wednesday, May 18th with the prayer and pledge. Bishop Carl, would you give us the prayer? And Tracy, would you lead us in the prayer, please?
You got it.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this time to gather together to discuss Payson City and the needs that we have and ways that we can meet those needs, as well as continue to create a beautiful and wonderful community. We're grateful for our citizens and their desire to live here and to make it a better place. We're again grateful for the blessings we have, and these things we pray and ask thee for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Would the audience please rise and repeat the pledge after me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, now we have the consent agenda, which includes approval of April 20th Payson City Council meeting, approval of May 4th, 2016 Payson Council meeting, enacting the ordinances for zone change, and the resolutions naming the parks for presentation to schools. Do I have a motion?
Could I make one comment first? On the minutes for May 4th, it said that I made the recommendation that we lease the shacks and I did make a recommendation. I just brought up for discussion and to look into it. So.
And he wants fake trees.
And I want big trees.
Leave the trees out of it.
I'll make the motion that we approve the consent agenda with those changes as
Got
noted.
a motion by Mike with noted changes.
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Ryan Hewlett. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I guess on to the judge for appointment of Board of Adjustment members.
Yeah, we moved that up front. Sorry for my hedging a little bit. I think Sue Ann Mars was going to be here. I don't know if you want to table it just for a few minutes. I said I'm trying to get here by quarter after 6:30, but I'm not sure if John Wilson's going to be here, but Sue Ann said she would be here.
Oh, Mayor Pro Tem, I move that we allow you to adjust the agenda as you see fit.
Okay. There's a motion. Second by Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No, motion carries. Okay, public forum. Anybody for public forum? Need to get up in front of the podium. Seeing none, we'll close the public forum. Council and staff reports.
Hey, Scott. Maybe we just missed that. Public forum is just,
Yeah.
if you want to...
If it's, unless there's something on the agenda we're going to discuss, yeah, go ahead, Paul. You can come right up if you got something to say. Over there, here's the mic. Here, state your name for it's all recorded.
Thank you.
My name's Len Hyatt. Stay when I've gone online.
Okay.
I was just hoping the council would reconsider, or consider letting us do 1 acre lots out on the west side on the new annexation. I do know you have an ordinance requirement on having to have sewer hooked up to any new development. We've checked with the state and the county and Santa Quin City and Salem, and basically Santa Quin and Salem will allow new construction, or they'll approve septic tanks on 1 acre lots if it meets the county and state requirements as far as septic tanks go. So I would just like to I just would suggest help. I guess what?
Out west, straight going out towards the landfill on the south side of the road.
That's an annexation.
By the church.
Okay.
Yeah. How about the church?
Yeah.
And what do we... I don't know what we're zoned at right now.
A1, A5.
A5H, I think, isn't it?
The farm holding zone.
We just annexed that a year ago out to the landfill.
Right.
Well, we'll take note and see what the consensus is and see if we can have a work session or something.
Anybody have any?
The only thing I would say is, the one thing that I would remember that Travis brought up, having the, what do you call that, the planning done.
Yeah, because right now, nothing's been done out there at all, for water line sizes or any utilities or anything. I mean,
The master plan.
nothing master planned out there at all like we did South Meadows.
So that would be the one item that we discussed the last time, was the master planning for the area.
And one time I talked a little bit with Scott and Rick, was their main concern was needing to hook on to sewer, because that's what was in the ordinance. So we checked with Santa Quin and Salem, and as long as it meets the county and state requirements, they're allowing septic tanks on 1 acre lots.
So are you talking about subdividing into 1 acre lots?
Yes.
Yeah, because under the A5H you couldn't do that. So we'd have to relook at the A5H zone. Is that correct? I think.
Yes,
they
I
won't
think so,
allow it.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be rezoned.
And we'd have to come up with we're gonna have to rethink all that if we do that.
And I'm guessing if you do that, you would make it so that eventually, when sewer comes there, that the homes could be hooked up to it and do away with the septic.
Yes.
Because it could be a long time out there if you want to do something out there for sewer and master plan and all that to happen.
And you need to have the homes to justify the sewer system out there, justify the expense of the sewer. Yeah, we would run trunk lines to the roadway that it could be eventually hooked up. But it's just more tax dollars and more revenue for the city if they would allow it.
How would that work, Travis? I mean, to say he built something like that, so who helps him for the infrastructure to run the sewer line out there? If he's built his subdivision and moved on, what happens there?
To get it out there first, or?
No, if you change your ordinance and allow the septic system, who pays to get the sewer line out there whenever it comes, I guess? The developers?
All the other
in
property,
between?
all the other property owners as they develop.
Along the way,
Because, I mean, basically, you'd have the same thing if the property owner next door then wanted to develop. Are you going to let them do septic tanks too, or are you going to then eventually make somebody run the sewer all the way? Because somebody's going to have to do that at some point. So that's just the questions you have to answer, and then you have to know what size they need to be, so that, if you need an 18-inch sewer line, that you get it in there, so you're not tearing it out 5 years after you put it in because it was too small. Same with the water lines and all that. So without planning it, we don't have a clue what size it would need to be.
But as part of that zone that would allow for this type of thing, you would have those type of conditions indicating that if you are granted that opportunity to rezone to that, then these are the conditions when it comes, you pay your proportionate share, you would have that part of that zone. So as things progress, we recently passed the tool that as developers, the next
reimbursement,
and they develop past undeveloped property, they can get reimbursed. This is something a little different, that where they're developing, let's say, family, subdivision or whatever, out further, and nothing's got out there. You're going to have to kind of look at that and then look to the future as that approaches what requirements will that property have to hook on. Because once it does get to their property, then those requirements should spring forward and cause them to attach to the municipal utilities and sewer and water, whatever.
So we're having a meeting in the banquet hall on the 5th Wednesday of June. Maybe that would be a good time for you and some of your other people out there, if they're interested in something like that, come talk to the council in an open forum in the banquet hall on the 5th Wednesday of June. Okay, thanks. Anybody else? Okay, back to council and staff report.
Don't have too much, Mayor and Council, but I did want to let you know that we filled the pools now with water, or the leisure pool is just completing now. We'd like to thank the fire departments for coming last night. That helped fill that quite quickly in a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours instead of over the day. And so inspections tomorrow with the health inspector, and hopefully pass. We have a triathlon planned for Friday, and the junior high book club coming in Friday as well. And then next week we've got 6 elementary schools coming in. So we're anticipating everything going through, and we'll get there. So also we had a great gymnastics end of the year meet last weekend, Friday and Saturday. So a chance for our gymnasts to perform for their parents. We did that at the high school main gym, and that went well. And then we hosted our first track meet for our club We have 80 kids in our track club, and we had a meet tonight right now. So we're happy to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Mayor and council, like we already mentioned, you saw the Turf Farm Road got paved, so that was a good project to get done. And then we're a little over halfway done on that lateral 20 extension down 1400 South. They were finally able to avoid the high pressure gas line that nobody could locate, so that we didn't kill all the homeowners, including my house. But we've GPSed that as we've gone, so we've got basically tomorrow we're hoping to finish that, get it tied in, and then backfill it and we'll just have to pave it as soon as the weather quits raining on us every other day. But that's kind of our main things. The water department's been fixing leaks. We just fixed one on 8 South today. So that one's never good because it's a UDOT road and it costs us more, but we've done that.
Not fixed yet.
Yeah.
The leak's fixed. The road's not fixed yet.
But it's an antique.
We did not put up this fence. But the leak is fixed, and they're planning on trying to pave that tomorrow, so that'll be done and be good. So we can get that back.
That's a good quick job.
Yeah, so it should be good. So everyone's busier than heck, and we're just running around trying to put out fires and keep ahead. So
thanks for the list from Ken.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay.
Anybody else from staff? Mike?
I don't have anything.
Doug? Does anybody know where the Zach Richards guy that has the petition out lives? Do you have any idea on the traffic signs and?
I don't.
Are we moving forward with traffic studies or anything like that?
I am putting together an RFP. I started it today, so as soon as Kent and I have a chance to go over that, and we'll put it out on BidSync and see what we get and see how much that's going to cost, and then we'll.
Okay, acronyms, RFP is?
Request for proposal.
Okay.
Yeah, can I ask a question? We had the study done last year. What are we just throwing that away?
Well, we have the mountain line study. We were going to put that on this council meeting, but Chief Bishop couldn't be here.
Okay.
So we're going to put that on next meeting to talk about. Those are the main roads, but it doesn't address the inner city small roads. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
If we do a traffic study on this older part of town, that might help us to know where.
Part meaning what? Tell me exactly what we're making part of Old Town.
In between the arterial roads and.
Yeah, they are. I always call it the wrong thing. Call it
Your artillery roads.
The mountain line study just was the main roads, the collectors and the bigger roads, and it shows that it was part of the speed and where stop signs should be placed, or stop lights, traffic. But all of the roads where we're getting complaints, the 60s, the local roads, the subdivision roads, that doesn't address that in that study.
It's going to be quite expensive, isn't it?
Most likely.
What are we talking
But
about?
we want to see what it would cost and see what, Kent brought out a study that was done 70.
We had a transportation study done in '96 was the last one.
Was it 96 that paper that he brought out with the stop signs?
Oh no, that was from the 70s.
That was 78, I think.
Yeah, that was from 70.
And but that addressed the older part of town.
Can't we get a little guidance from MAG? Won't they just help us out instead of us having to pay for their study?
Well, MAG will only usually deal with anything that's regionally significant, which is the main arterial and collector roads. They don't get into the local roads. So, if you want, Brad can just go and do his best and choose where he thinks we should put them. But if you want,
well, we've kind of done that anyway. Like down on 7th North, we've moved one from 50 to 60.
But yeah, the police are over the placement of them. Kent and I are over maintaining them, but I have no authority to go put a stop sign. Neither does Kent.
But when we had that little thing, they pretty much said you should go every other block. Isn't that what they told us?
Well, you still want to
pick some kind of a traffic device.
You still want to pick through roads. So, like you know, that you're not making somebody stop on every single road no matter where they're
That's
trying
what
to go.
I'm saying. It has to be done so that you don't have stop signs every block.
And we can check with MAG and see if they
Have a recommendation.
We can ask it, but I just know they typically don't deal with the local.
Yeah, I agree.
It might say no, but better to ask first and get a no than pay first and get a maybe. So, yeah, before we jump too far, I guess how much it costs would be an important thing to know before we.
Well, that's why if we do this RFP, we have the right to refuse to award it. It's just, I have no idea what that's.
We don't know how much it is and whether we want to move forward or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm with Doug.
But we can start with
I would like to do that. I still would like to spend a little bit of money. If it makes something safer, I'm all about it.
Yep, I agree.
The problem we have now that we didn't have in the old days, they didn't have a cell phone stuck in their face down there texting.
True.
Yeah.
Councilman Carter, anything?
I just want to say, I don't know how many of you went to the, and Janine's not here, but up at Petitney this weekend.
Busy all day long.
Yeah. It was great. It was wonderful. And I just wanted to comment, she did such a great job, and there were a lot of people there, and I know I spent a lot of money. So anyway, I think it was good.
Worth repeating?
Yes, definitely.
And I just want a little feedback here. I mean, I don't know. I just want to make a comment. I know there was some people that were mad at the fleology thing, but the thing I'm going to tell you, it gets more people to town than they go to both places. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I don't think we're concerned about theology.
Well, there was, yes, there was.
Well,
the mayor was concerned, and I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying that location is problematic. I mean, I went down there after, and there's little 4 and 5-year-olds going across the street. It's just not a good location. It's not allowed there. If we can find a place for her to do it, it's great.
I just think it creates a good thing for what we have going on with the picnic, because you get a lot of people here for the same thing, and they go to both places.
Well, and I talked to several of the vendors up there who are normally down to the fleology and decided to come up here to this one instead, and it was great.
I do agree the location's not good for the fleology. I was watching that on the weekend.
Well, we thought initially that was residential. It's actually, or that it's commercial. That right there is residential, so it doesn't allow it there. But there are concerns with parking and traffic and people just going across the street. And people park all over. I think it's a good thing if we can get it to a right location and just give them, get them to get a license. Then I think, we'd encourage it. It's just a hard one right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I went down the antique show and I took something down there and I can't retire yet. So, Sarah, do you know how much money they brought in for the TV?
Mm-hmm. So they raised $1,100 is what they raised for them, but then she made $200 off the vendors. That was net after she paid her expenses for marketing and the cost of other things that she had. So she had $200 to get her going for next year.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was great. A couple other things. I'd just like to compliment Sarah. We had an unhappy customer came in last week, and she handled it really well. And I think the customer has been taken care of. And I called customer anybody, a resident of Payson. So I'd like to thank Sarah for the way she handled that customer. Then. The golf course. I don't know. I was on a sports chat thing the other day, and they were talking about the best golf courses in Utah. And they said the Gladstone in Elk Ridge. So somewhere we got to figure out how to brand our golf course. It's a Payson golf course.
We go through that. I go through that multiple times a day, and we're pretty good. But I am in negotiation with the whole social media group on a trade thing where they will, I don't know if this is the time or place to get into it, but they will direct any comments, anything like that, they deal with all of them, Twitter, Insta, Yelp, everything, and they'll direct that all and kind of what you said. So anything that's said like that, they will correct it. So we're in negotiation just actually yesterday and today on like a price for that, just to kind of get that social media aspect of it better. So, but yeah, I agree.
We put big signs up as you drive in and out.
We do.
Payson and leaving Payson.
There's a sign that says "Glad check out Payson City." It says going right down.
Let's make the Payson bigger.
Right. Yeah, and people are a little sensitive about it, like staff-wise. If someone says, "Is this the golf course in that bridge?" Yeah, but I agree.
Yeah, we have an asset there, and we just really need to make sure people know it's Payson.
I couldn't agree more.
And the last thing is when we talk about these stop signs and we don't have them in place, I've seen a speed sign, one of those radar ones that show you how fast you're going. I wonder anytime somebody calls in and said they're going speeding through my area, I want a stop sign, if we could just take that out for a week and just at least have it so they can see that we know that they're talking about and concerned about it. So
I think the police department had 2 of the permanent ones in their budget for next year, don't they? Like the ones that they have in Salem, I thought.
Hey, they're off in Salem. They work because I see
Yeah,
them and I go, crud. They do. Those are great.
You get the little red and the
I thought we talked about it. Maybe he didn't end up putting it in, but he talked about putting in 2 or 2, I think it was.
They were $2,500 a piece. I don't know if he put them in his budget, but that's what they were. The cost was.
we do have one, don't we? Because I've seen it around town.
We have a trailer.
Yeah, we have a trailer and they use it quite a bit.
But they do work.
They work great.
They do.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, and one of my signs are the roads, and they have been not able to patch like we was able to last year. So I know they're working on it. It's just we get rain, and then the temperatures aren't high enough, and instead of putting cold patch, we want to put hot mix in there. So it will come around. I know there is a few roads with some pretty good potholes.
Can I make a comment?
Mm-hmm.
If you, on 6 South, going down by the Davises, down the hollow, the water has washed out so much of that road. It has narrowed. You can't, it's scary to fit 2 cars, especially coming down that hill and if you're coming up.
Can you, what road is that?
It's
6 now.
6 South and between 2nd and 3rd East, where the Davises have their property. In that road that everybody's worried about putting in. Right there. All the rain and the water has just ripped up the road. It's scary because it's so much higher that if you caught a wheel on it, it would really... That's all.
And then I wanted to tell Mike or Brian, whoever's responsible for getting the weeds mowed behind you. It looks great.
Yeah, it does.
I hope we concentrate on our city stuff. I think Carl been working on ours, but we still have a lot to do. And I absolutely refuse to be the water Nazi this year, but I'm telling you, I can't believe the people watering on Sunday, and including the LDS meeting houses. It's sad.
Yeah, I already told Dave about that.
And when are the schools supposed to water?
Well, I don't know, we've changed, so I'm not sure where we're at with it all. Travis?
I know the large users, I believe, are Wednesday and Saturday.
Well, they're on
Well,
Sunday.
I think when we went back to the 3 days a week, it's better to order even on your address. The bigger properties go in today.
Like I said, and I guess some of that doesn't bother me, but what bothers me is when they try to water in the wind and then when it's in the heat of the day. You're gaining nothing but wasting water.
Why turn your water on when we've had 5 days of rain? I don't understand that.
And I will go back to what Councilman brought up about education and giving them some kind of an incentive to get educated so they can get raise the rates to reduce the rates. How sad it is, but anyway.
Well, maybe Sarah Lovett or whoever's doing the Facebook post when it rains, just say, hey, reminder, leave your water off. You know, just occasional reminders on Facebook, and have it pre-made, so you just put it out there.
Good social media contact.
Yeah.
I think. Because I'm sure what'll happen next, we'll go 60 days without any rain now, like we usually do. So anyway, other than that, I think that's it. We're going to jump back for the appointment of the Board of Adjustment members. Looks like Sue-Ann's here.
So Mayor and Council, we have 2 vacancies of openings in the Board of Adjustment. Talking to the Mayor, John Wilson has been serving on the Board of Adjustment. He would like to continue, so that's one appointment. The Mayor was okay with that. And then he recommended that Sue-Ann Larson be appointed to finish out the term for, I think it's Shrungus? John. He moved out of the city, so his term finishes up next year, and then she could be reappointed when that term finishes. But so the request is to appoint John Wilson and Sue-Ann Larson to be part of the Board of Adjustment, and we just need a motion to that the council consents to those appointments of the mayor.
Can I make a comment first before we have a motion? And I'm not saying anything against Sue-Ann or John, but we had this come up just about a month ago, and we requested, at least I requested, that we have some information about the people that were appointed to these things, and I'd still like to see that when we appoint people, because we're saying that these people we recommend, and if we don't know anything about them, it's really hard to say that we're recommending them to these appointments. So.
I agree with that, and I tried to send out some stuff today to allow you to do that earlier today. Doug had a question on the Board of Adjustment, so I sent the state code and the city ordinance, and then I called Sue-Ann to get some bio from her and from John Wilson, so I sent that out earlier this morning. Well, it's probably closer to noon to try to get you some information, but I agree, Councilman Hewlett.
Who serves? Can you name those serving on the Board of Adjustment?
Rob Rostar.
If you look at your agenda request, it shows all the ones that are listed. I think Bob is on there.
What does the Buffton lady, what does she serve on?
She's on this
She's
as
on
well.
that? I had a conversation with her. She said she has been on that Board of Adjustment.
Never been served anything, huh?
And she has never been. She says, I've never been asked to come to a meeting. I've never been talked to about anything.
They haven't had a request for years.
We haven't had a request. We do have one that's probably going to come in the next day or two, and we have to have a board. We've asked. He's an attorney that kind of specializes in land use, and he's going to come and do some training with the Board of Adjustment probably within the next week or two to bring them up to speed, because we haven't met for quite some time. You meet when there's an issue that comes before, or an appeal of a land use decision. And so we are going to get one. I talked to the individual today that was filling out his application to meet with the Board of Adjustment. But yeah, it's been very seldom.
Well, I think a lot of people don't even know there's that option.
Right.
Probably some of it.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
She said she was wondering why she'd been called.
And a lot of cities have gone away from the Board of Adjustment and had kind of an appeal officer, maybe somebody in the community or an attorney that knows the laws. And so some cities have done that. We've kicked that around, but we haven't made that official to do it that way. So to get our board back up to full speed, there's 5 members. These are the 2 that have been requested to be appointed.
Thanks, Dave. I'll make a motion that we appoint Sue-Ann Larson and John Wilson to the Board of Adjustment, or reappoint John Wilson and appoint Sue-Ann Larson to the Board of Adjustments.
Got a motion by Councilman Hewlett.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilwoman Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I do have Judge Dahlquist is here that can swear Sue-Ann in. Mr. Wilson, I don't believe could be here, but we'll get him sworn in as well. So, Sue-Ann, if you want to come up, and the judge can administer the oath.
I,
Don't let him scare you. Oh, pardon me, Judge.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sue Ann Larson,
I, Sue Ann Larson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Utah State
and
Constitution,
the Utah State Constitution,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. One sign off and you go straight to the mic.
Hey.
You want that one?
I guess we don't have any scouts, apparently. And then, on the communities of care, I guess she wants to table that for the next meeting, so can we get a motion to table that?
I'll make that
motion. Motion by Councilman Hardy. Seconded by Councilman Welton. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're going on to the discussion regarding lump sum easement for cell tower.
Council, when I put in the packet a kind of a draft agreement that they use, we get these requests probably 3 or 4 a month from companies that want to buy your lease to your cell tower, and they'll pay you a lump sum. We've taken it to council in the past, and we really haven't had a desire to do that. The only reason I bring it to you maybe is just to get some feedback from you. And I'll tell you why. This one, the American Towers is the company that they manage the lease of the Nextel lease that we have down by the shop area. Nextel was bought out by Sprint several years ago. They've never been able to mesh their the technology, so they decommissioned. They've taken the equipment off for Nextel. Nextel's no longer in business. They came to us a couple of years ago, American Towers, and said, we need a longer time on our lease to be able to market and get more, get other cell providers on the tower. And so the council did agree to extend their lease. It now goes, and we did that in 2014, it now goes to 2055, the lease that they have. And so I thought they were all happy and on their way. Currently we get about $11,000 some odd dollars annually on that lease payment, and they paid that over time. And usually these companies that want to buy those leases from us are not people that manage the lease. But we got from American Towers, they said, look, we're having a hard time getting somebody to go on that tower, and so we may have to cancel and they can cancel the lease with 30 days notice. We may have to cancel that, but we are willing to give you $125,000 today, and that would be a perpetual easement for the life of the tower. If you do a net present value, and Sarah ran that, I should have forwarded it to you. She ran me those numbers, and if we collect $125,000, it's approximately 9 to 10 years worth of payments. So we've got a 30-plus year lease, and they're going to prepay and give us about 9 years worth. Having money in the hand is always better than them going out of business. We did have Cricket. Cricket has a cell tower up where our soccer field lights are. One of the soccer lights is at a cell tower. The agreement we had with them is they prepaid to put all of the soccer lights in. It was about $160,000 back when we did it. the agreement we had is they wouldn't have to pay any more money for that lease until 20 years out, and then they would start paying again. Well, last year, the year before they went out of business, or they decommissioned that tower, they actually paid the city $18,000 so they didn't have to come and remove their equipment. So we own the equipment on there. I don't know if it's any good, but they didn't want to spend the cost of money to come and retrieve that and take it off. That's the only reason I've kind of second-guessed myself to say, do we take that 125 and just give them a permanent easement, or because...
Well, we don't know what technology is going to do.
I know, and it seems like cell towers are not going away, but they've had a hard time getting another provider to go on that. And I don't really understand why, whether they're really marketing it or not.
Dave, I don't know if we have really any value if they can opt out in 30 days. What value do we really have?
But they can get out. They would have to take this cell tower down and take everything off. But they do have that ability to do that.
A lot cheaper than $125,000. I mean, if they really want to get out of it,
The mixed signal that I feel like they're giving is they're saying, look, we're having a hard time. But if they're having a hard time, they want to get rid of it. They give us 30 days and they can do away with it. So why would they offer us $125,000 to keep it? That's where I get the mixed signal.
If the growth is coming this way, and it is, doesn't that mean that there's going to be a higher demand for towers? Particularly,
you would think, unless you know what technology is going to happen.
And the newest in the news, the newest technology is the next G. I think 4G now. 5G requires, instead of 4 antenna configuration, is 10 antenna configuration. It's not going away from antennas, it's increasing. That's so that they can broadcast more data on that.
So they're probably going to need towers?
At least space on the existing towers.
You would think.
Instead of 4 antennas, the same article did indicate that metropolitan areas would be first, and then it would go out to the rural. But that's the new 5G, if you will, technology.
What's some of the other towns done where they're in, or do you know of any?
Well, when we had a couple of years ago when we extended the lease, I sent out to all the city managers, and most. I don't think I found one that took the money. They just kept their lease going. Like I say, though, Nextel did take their option to decommission theirs. That's what's kind of got me thinking, because if there's a tower there, they could lease to other people and they just let it go. So, we have the tower.
You mean Cricket?
Cricket, yeah. Sorry, Cricket, the one up. That's the only reason I'm kind of second guessing myself. But most of them do not buy into saying, yeah, well, give us a lump sum and they take over. So,
who's offering the money again?
American Towers. That's the one that manages this Nextel lease for Sprint. And I put a call into the guy that worked with us a couple of years ago, because this is a totally different guy, and he's never called me back yet. So he's been a pretty straight shooter. I'm going to say, is this another part of your company that's just out to...
When's the deadline? Can we just...
There's not, and I can tell them, no, we'll just bag it for a while and see what they do.
I don't know about bagging it, but I'd like to find out, get a little more information, I guess.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
So at this point, we won't bring anything forward to do a lump sum payment. We'll just look at it further.
Do a little more investigative.
Okay. All right.
Out some more?
Yep, I'll do that.
Thanks. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, we have, if we could, we'll adjourn into a closed
motion
session.
to adjourn to closed session. I guess we're done with the meeting unless anybody else has anything.
I'll make a motion to...
Motion by...
Oh, go ahead. To adjourn to closed session.
Motion by Councilwoman Carter. Second by Councilman Hardy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody. Richard.